started. Actually, why don't we go ahead and get started? That way, we'll start with the wins. We'll do our declaration. Sabur, I don't know if I have permission to share.
I'm sorry, I'm changing it right now. Yes, ma'am, all yours.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hey, everybody. Y'all doing well?
Good, good.
Unmute yourselves. Come on. I got to hear
Yes,
you.
ma'am, it's Friday. We
Yes,
hyped
ma'am.
up. We love it.
Doing good.
Life is good.
Let's rock
We
this
good.
thing,
Life
guys.
is
Let's
good.
get it going.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Y'all see my little man back here?
Yes.
He's jumping, right? He's happy. He's ready to go. Not committing suicide though. He's happy, right? Ready to go. Jump off some cliffs. Do some great things. So we're going to start out tonight. To all of you who may be new on, I'm not sure. I'm not kind of looking at everyone that's on right now. But if you are new to our Debt Weapon program on tonight, we'd like to say welcome on behalf of our mentor, Sabur DeMary, and his wife, Joy DeMary. Want to say welcome to you. Thank you for coming and breaking bread with us on tonight and just diving into this beautiful program that will help you to elevate your life, and not just your life, but the lives of your family members.
What are you doing?
For generations to come. So we're going to start out with our debt weapon declaration. And I want you guys to repeat after me. So you can unmute yourselves. I would like you to unmute yourselves and repeat after me on tonight. Amen. I feel like I'm at church. Amen.
Amen.
All right. This is, oh, look at that beautiful baby, Taylor. You got me, girl. I was getting ready to. Oh, beautiful. This is my life.
This is my life.
I declare today my mindset has changed.
I declare today that my mind has changed.
I am clear about my path.
I am clear about my path.
I am debt free.
I am debt free.
I am debt free.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I control my spending habits.
I control my spending habits.
I am not a consumer.
I am not a consumer.
I am an investor.
I am an investor.
My money works for me.
My
money works for me.
Say it, baby.
All things are possible to me because I believe.
All things are
possible to me.
I believe.
I am financially sexy.
I am
financially
sexy.
And I won't give up.
And I won't give up.
All right. Woo! Yes. It is so awesome. So the reason why we do that declaration is because all of those words is exactly what you are. And if you think that you're not, I want you to get off this line tonight. Don't ever come back. Because each of you that are on this call and those that will come on the call, this declaration is you. All right. You have already began to change the trajectory of your life. So kudos to all of you. So my name is Coach Rosie Jones-Clarke. I am the membership chair as well as a coach for the Debt Weapon program. If you're interested, someone that's new on here, if you know of anyone that may be interested in the program, please reach out to them, give them my email. I'll be more than happy to send them some information about our program and get them all squared away so that hopefully they will become a part of this beautiful group. One of the other coaches is our wonderful, wonderful Renee Allen, or Antoinette is her real name, Allen. She is a coach, yes. And you can reach her at renee@demaryfunding.com. And she will also be more than happy to answer any of your questions that you may have about the Debt Weapon program. She is an awesome coach. I think Nicosia was probably making a lot of noise for her. As well as some others. But yeah,
yes, of course I was. That was me.
I hear you, girl. So what is velocity banking? The Debt Weapon program is all about velocity banking. It is not a banking system as in your traditional bank. It is a system of paying off your debt much faster using lines of credit. So typically we would make payments on our credit cards or whatever bills we may have, but through velocity banking, we believe in using our lines of credit and paying them off every month, owing no man nothing at the end of the month. So it will help you to quickly become debt free, as well as boost your credit score. And that is, the beginning of what we do in this program. It's only the beginning, very tip of the iceberg. So let's talk about initial concerns that many people may have when they begin to learn about velocity banking. One of them is velocity banking is totally new to me. And so, it's a new concept. What do I do with this? And yes, it is a new concept. And it's one of those things that if you hang in there and you begin to make the steps necessary to learn more about it, you will see and actually witness how it works for you in your everyday financial life. And it's a tool that can be used to help you to become financially sexy. So the whole process, people will say, the whole process doesn't fully make sense. And yeah, in the beginning, I think, most of us were in the same place. It sort of didn't make sense to us because, really just because it was a new concept and it's something that you had not heard of before. And so changing the way that you normally would bank or pay your bills and how you paid your bills is a new concept through velocity banking. And so therefore it becomes a little bit confusing at first, but again, if you hang in there, you'll find that it totally works. Will it help me? Absolutely, positively. You will hear tonight as some folks begin to give their wins and things that have happened, in their lives as they have gone on this journey. So just hang in there to the end and you'll get to hear some great stuff. If it's so good, why haven't I heard about it before? Well, I don't know. There's a lot of things I had not heard about before. But then once I did, I was glad that I did. And this is one of those programs. So you'll definitely, if you decide to become a part of it, or if you're new to it and you just become a part of it, you will definitely find out that this program is an excellent program to help you create generational wealth. I'm nervous to make a dramatic financial change. So making those dramatic financial changes, definitely. And I hear my clients, I have one client in particular, and he used that deep, baritone voice, and he said to me, "Don't get me in trouble with these credit cards now." Right? So being, fearful or nervous about changing the way that we typically would do our banking and pay our bills and how we see our finances. It can be a bit fearful, but again, just hang in there with your coach. You'll find out that this program will definitely work. Will I make a mistake and make my financial situation worse? Well, for most of us, our situation is probably pretty bad if you joined this program. And if it's not, as bad, it's only going to help to propel you to greater heights financially. So again, hang in there. You'll see if you decide to join the program, or for those of you who are already in it, you'll see how it can work for you. There are 4, things that I've listed here that you must do in order for this program to really work. and that is a system of trust. So trust the process. It is a process. If there's a learning curve that you will go through, but if you trust your coach will help you to get through it all. Trust yourself that you are making the right decision, that you are going to begin to do something different financially than what you have been doing. Because many of us have learned to, save money. We've learned to pay on our debts, but not pay off our debts. And we still sort of, haven't gotten very far in saving. And if you're like me, saving, you put your money in the bank and, you can have $50,000 in the bank and, at the end of the year, they gave you $50, right? If that. And so you look at your money and you're like, wow, my money sat there in their bank and they gave me nothing for it, right? But yet they're using your money. So trust yourself that you're making a good decision about what it is that you like to do. The last thing that I have here is trust God. If you believe in God, trust God, because you get an opportunity to create the life in Christ that you want financially for yourself and for your family. DeMary Funding Company, it's really about generational wealth. It's about teaching you how to begin to create that wealth for you and your family. And what is generational wealth? Well, it's the wealth that gets transferred from one generation of a family to the next. It may consist of valuable assets such as cash, real estate, securities, or ownership of a family business. No matter what it is, it's really about learning the business side to it so that you begin to create passive income that's beyond your regular job, that continues to come in every month, that can secure your family for a lifetime. So I'd like to introduce you to our greatest mentor, who is Mr. Sabur DeMary. He is a husband, a father, a brother, and a mentor. He's a real estate investor. He has about 29 properties, approximately 1.7 million in assets. He's an accredited investor, legally allowed to trade securities between financial institutions. He's an acquisition manager of a $40 million fund in Texas, Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. He's known as the mortgage note broker in the world of mortgage lender. He and his colleagues broker approximately 2.5 million a month. He has 4 active LLCs and businesses. He's a consultant of Velocity Banking, credit services, and real estate investing. He has a beautiful wife, which you see here in this photo, Miss Joy DeMary, who is so lovely and kind. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman, not just on the outside, but also on the inside. But I'd like to introduce you guys to Sabur on tonight, our mentor, and of course, a new friend for those of you who do not know him. So Mr. Sabur DeMary.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How are y'all tonight?
We good,
So,
but we can't see you.
oh, I'm not putting my face on because I'm traveling right now. You don't want to see me. I'm laying across the bed tonight. Miss Rosie is going to share with us tonight. But Rosie, do you want to start with? Okay, thank you. So this week I had put on our private Facebook group for the members. We shared about manufacturer spending. The reason why I had shared that article is because I had one of our team members that actually had a credit card, and he had to spend $4,000 in order to get $100,000 in rewards points, right? And of course, it was for 4 months. So he basically had to spend $1,000 a month. So he didn't make that mark, and he ended up not getting that $100,000. And what he ended up doing was ballooning his debt. Okay. So I shared that article on our private Facebook group. And again, it's called Manufacturing Spending. Anybody who wants to study or learn about it. But I wanted to share with y'all some of the strategies that I use to actually create my manufacturing spending. Some people have heard about credit card chiming. credit card chiming is basically credit cards that's offering introductory rates or introductory rewards, right? For example, let's just say that you have a Chase card, right? This is the card that he used. He had a Chase preferred card and they offered $100,000 bonus points if he spent $4,000 within the first 3 to 4 months of opening his account, right? So anybody that knows about reward points or rewards credit cards, as we talked about in our program, that's an actual $1,250 travel rewards that he gained. Now, $1,250 on an airline to go anywhere you want. You know, that's big, right? You know, you can pay round trip for you and your husband or you and your wife or whatever, a couple was to go anywhere that they want to go on an airfare. So he missed that mark and he was very, very upset that he missed it. So I told him, I said, man, you should have called me. I would have told you how to actually get that, right? So my quick thing is tonight is manufacturer spending, okay? So manufacturer spending basically qualifies you for the introductory bonus that credit card companies offer. Okay, this is without depleting your cash reserve or actually ballooning your debt, trying to actually catch up to that. Because some people try to do pay, you know, move everything over to their line of credit and buy the new TV that came out or buy the new game console or buy something that they don't really need as far as consumer. Because credit card companies look for you to not to make that introductory rate. And if you do make that introductory rate of, you know, spending $4,000, they're looking to gain interest off you. Of course, in our program, we're teaching you how to make payoffs and not payments, right? So just think about it. You spend $4,000 in 3 to 4 months, your monthly payment to the banks is going to be roughly around $75 to $80 a month, right? Now, say you just pay that off, trickling to pay that $4,000 off. The banks are going to make roughly about $2,500 to $3,000 off you in interest. However, the way we do it in our program, they won't make no money off you, right? They won't make no money off interest off you. So my strategies that I've used to move up to the next level, what they call, you know, high tier credit borrowers, is I basically started creating my own ways of manufacturing spending. There are some ways of manufacturing spending, as Rosie has on the board that you all see. One way is gift cards. Other ways are invoices. And you know, those take a lot of legwork. So I'm just gonna go over the gift card method real fast before I go deep into what I do. And it's because my way I do is a little bit costly on my side, but it actually helps me get to the point where I create manufactured spending, where I connect not just hundreds but thousands of dollars a month, you know, by meeting those needs that the credit card companies expect of you. You know, but they expect you to spend, but they also expect you to hold that money so they can gain interest off you. So this is where I create manufactured spending and want you all to understand what it is. So gift cards is basically, okay, so the bank say I need to spend $3,000 a month to get $100,000. I will go to a Walmart, I will go to, you know, CVS or whatever, and I would get gift cards by purchasing them with my credit card. So I'll buy the gift cards and use my credit card and purchase it. Now I'll take that same gift card and I'll go create a money order to myself. Now I'm not going to spend that money on any kind of expenditures or anything like that. Just the fact that I bought that gift card actually helped me meet some of my points, this dollar spending that I spent. So say I go get a $250 credit card and I go to get another $250 credit card, or I go to the bank and get a whole bunch of credit cards or whatever. I mean, I'm sorry, gift cards. I'm saying credit cards, but gift cards. So by me getting those gift cards, each gift card that I get, say it's $1,000 gift card, I've met part of that $3,000 they want me to spend in order to receive those rewards, right? All I'm doing is going to take those same gift cards and get a money order back to me. That money order back to me now allows me to pay back that card. I'm not spending that money to actually, your goal is not to spend that money on consumer stuff. Your goal is to actually maximize that card so that you can actually get those reward points, right? And this is all legal. There are some legal shades that whoever is not muted, can you please mute because you're interfering? Thank you. Somebody has the music. Thank you. So manufactured spending, again, is getting gift cards in this situation to actually create the money spent to the banks in order for you to maximize those rewards and things like that, okay? Does anybody understand that? So you basically get a gift card, you write a money order to yourself, you cash the money order, and you put that money back to that credit card, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rosie, what's your next slide that you have here for me?
That was it, Tabor. You just told me to do that one, hon.
Okay, I'm sorry. So she just did, all right. So my method that I use is actually going to be PayPal business. So this is for my business owners on here. So on your PayPal account, you can actually create an ACH. The ACH payment is basically, or you can create a monthly invoice. So I normally do it for the term that entry rate says. So say I have a mortgage payment. We know we can't pay mortgage payment on credit card, or we can't pay a car payment on credit card. What I would do is I would create a ACH for the dollar amount of my mortgage and car note, say, for example. So just say I have $2,000 that I have to pay between my mortgage and my car note. I would create an ACH payment. That means just a regular invoice that comes out automatically to that credit card for $2,000 every month. So once that $2,000 hit my PayPal account, I just quickly transfer it to my banking account, and I would pay my mortgage and my car off that. Those are expenditures that I was going to spend anyways, right? Now I have that same $2,000 that I was going to have to pay out of cash. I would just apply it back to that credit card. That's $2,000 I just quickly made in manufactured spending, something I was going to have to purchase anyways. Of course, PayPal takes a little fee from you, but it's fine because my end goal is to get the rewards off of that card or off that introductory rate. So then the next month, another 2,000. Say that entry rate card is 3,000. I already preceded that by paying $4,000, right? So now that I've paid $4,000, I was saying $4,000 will pay out of my checking account. I just apply it back to my line of credit. Now I get the rewards points. Now I got a free trip for that, basically $1,250 that I can go anywhere that I want. But not only that, we've talked about moving all your debts over to your lines of credit, right? So I moved all my utility bills, my household expenses, my grocery spending, all the things that you pay out of your checking account normally, now you moved it over to that line of credit. This is a normal form. This is another form of manufactured spending. So not only have I met the introduction rate, I'm actually getting continuous cash back monthly, cash rewards or miles or points, whatever that you use, your card offers. So now that I've met my introduction rate, I'm still also getting back cash back or points monthly off my normal monthly expenditures. Okay. So one of our team members, he didn't have a business and he couldn't meet the $4,000 or $3,000, whatever they required him to meet within 3 months. He didn't meet that. So I want you to understand there are ways to actually manufacture your spending if you feel that you're not going to end up meeting that 3 months. Say 3 months, they say you have to spend $4,000 to get $100,000 reward point. If you feel that you cannot meet that, make sure you talk to your coaches. That way we can make sure you're manufacturing your spending to order to get that, okay? So anybody have a question or anything about manufactured spending so far before I go on?
No.
Okay. All right, so again, I'm looking through my notes here. All right, so anyways, there are credit card companies like Chase and stuff like that. They are aware that make people manufacture spending, right? Because the goal, again, for the credit card companies, when they offer these incentives, as far as like sign-on bonuses or, getting you to sign on to their card. They offer you these bonuses if you spend a certain amount of money. They are aware that people are actually manufactured spending. It is not illegal to manufacture spending. However, they learned that they're losing money. We put on the Facebook private group last week that the credit card companies are asking now for the 4506T form. They want to look at your financials because they're also learning that groups like us are leveraging the bank's money. The whole goal for the credit card companies is for you to be in debt, right? In order for you to be, when you're in debt, the credit card companies make money. That's the whole part of being the bank. When I sell or finance a property, you gotta think, I want the interest payments on top of the principal payments, but the interest payments is where I actually make my cash flow, my monthly cash flow. I have a person on a mortgage note for 30 years. I'm not worried about them paying on my principal. I'm worried about them paying back that interest. Because you think if I say $50,000 on a property at 10%, after 30 years, those people are going to pay me $120,000. 50,000 is principal, the rest of it's interest. That's how credit card companies think of us. So once you learn the method that we teach you in this program of how to pay your debts off at accelerated rate, you think about it. If I take a $4,000 off my credit card and I have a $4,000 cash flow, the credit card companies made zero interest, and I actually was able to utilize their money without having to pay them any money. Okay, so that's the goal that we were trying to teach you in this program: how to manufacture spending, how to actually utilize the money, leverage the bank's money without paying interest, and do it legally. Because some people are out here now doing manufactured spending with stolen credit cards and all types of stuff like that. That's not our goal in this program. Our goal is to teach you how to legally manufacture spending in order for you to move yourself to the next step. You know, um, because I've been manufacturing spending, I had a $25,000 Navy Fed credit card. A couple of months ago, they bumped me up to 35K. And then just recently today, they actually, because I've been paying my debts off and doing my manufactured spending and things like that, holding the 30%, they moved my card up to 65K. And this is a card that goes up to 80K. So I'm basically almost there, right? So I just want to make sure that everybody understands there are countless ways to create manufactured spending. You can use the gift card method. You can use the invoice method. That's basically writing an invoice to yourself, logging out of your PayPal account, and then paying that invoice with your credit card. Of course, we already know about moving all your household debts and your mortgage and your card note over to that credit card. There are companies like Plastique that allows you to where you normally can't pay certain expenditures on your credit card. They allow you to make those expenditures on your credit card in order for you to maximize it and reach those introductory rates or whatever type of goals you're trying to get, maximize your cash back rewards. We have people in our group that have done these things and they're making close to anywhere between $200 to $1,000 a month in cash back rewards. So that actually increases their monthly cash flow from the same expenditures they would do normally out of their debit or bank account where they wasn't getting anything. Now they're making between $200 to $1,000 just by manufacturing their spending. All they did was change their vehicle of how they pay their bills. Another thing is too, there are banks that allow you. So say you have a new introductory rate credit card and say that you want to open up a new bank account, especially for business owners. You can actually fund your business account, your new business account with that credit card. So say that you have an introductory rate of, you have to spend $3,000. You can actually open up a new banking account for your business and move $5,000 off of that credit card. Now you opened up the credit card with the 5,000 and you also have met the needs or the requests of that credit bureau, that credit company in order for you to satisfied to get the rewards points, right? That $5,000, all you're going to do is transfer it back when the statement balance is due back to that credit card. You just created manufactured spending. So there's different ways in this. It's a very, very powerful tool in order for you to get the cash rewards or actually move yourself up to the next level. But it comes with the gift card method comes with a lot of legwork. I'm not that type of dude. I just do my monthly invoices, pay my mortgage and car notes, whatever I have to pay, and just do my manufactured spending that way. So I don't want to be confusing, but anybody on the first private Facebook group, definitely read the article. To the brother that was in the program that didn't meet his, his goals that he wanted to do to reach that. I definitely implore you to learn about manufactured spending. It's very, very easy. It's not complicated. I may make it sound complicated, but it's very easy. I just want to make sure everybody understands what it is tonight before we go on. But with that, I'm going to be quiet because I am traveling this week and Coach Rosie is taking over. But if you have any questions about it, definitely reach out to her, your coach Renee, or whoever your coach is, so we can actually explain it better to you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All yours, Rosie.
All right, that was great. Did you guys enjoy that information, or do you think that's useful for you? Do you
Yes.
see how you can
Yes.
employ that in your financial lives?
Absolutely. Tamika
Yeah.
put ones in the chat box.
I know she got those ones in there. Go Tamika. Yeah, like it's beautiful because if you think about it, I had someone say to me when I talked about, some folks have the fear of getting credit cards, right? To begin to leverage credit because of what they think may happen when they get it, right? They automatically think that they're going to misuse them and get into debt and, credit people going to, debtors are going to be after them and, the man is coming for them, right? And they didn't want credit cards, right? And so getting these cards and teaching them about leveraging the cards and paying their everyday bills, right? And getting the rewards. I had someone that I talked to before they got into the program, and I talked about the rewards. And, oh, that's no money, right? If I only make $200, that's no money. I said, well, do you have over $50,000 in the bank? They said, no. I said, do you have over 20 in the bank? They said, no. I said, what about 10? They said, yeah, about that. I said, well, how much interest have you gotten in the last 3 years? Right, on that money. And it's a whole lot less than, $200. And when we're talking about $200 a month, that's passive income right there just for doing what you would normally do. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but if you offered me $200 every month, I take it. I would take it, right?
Yep.
Yep, and just to add to that, Rose, it's not like you had to work for the $200. You just put it on your card and you have free money.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it, right? You're going to spend that money anyway, right? You're going to spend it. So why not leverage that? Spend it and get some back, right? I mean, no one ever tells me if you give me 500, I'm gonna give you 2 back, or I'm gonna give you 10 back or 50 back. But pretty soon, Rochelle and Armando, they're gonna be telling me they're gonna give me some money.
Definitely the banks are not going to tell you that. For years, we think about how many people, how much money you missed. Think about all the people that paid all their utility bills, all their cell phone bills, all their car payments, all their, whatever expenditures, monthly expenditures out of their debit account, out of their checking account. The banks never said, oh, you've been such a good person. Let me give you this money. Now that you can move those expenditures over to your credit card, and these credit card companies are giving you 3%, 5% cash back on each expenditure. Now you're like, man, think about some of the age groups that we are. Like now you're like, wow, if I was doing this 10 years, 20 years ago, that $200, that $150 a month would add up dramatically. It's very, very powerful of what you're learning here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you, Sabur. That was very exciting. And I can't wait for folks to say, hey, I want to start using that. I think we have some people here who are already doing it, right? All right. So what I wanted to do tonight was we have some really brilliant people in our group, and we want to start to highlight what you are doing as members of this program, not just what you're doing in the program, but also what you're doing outside of the program that you were already doing before you even came in, right? Some people have started their own businesses, they have products, they have things that they have been selling for some years, and their businesses have been doing quite well. And we wanted to begin to start highlighting what you are doing so that we all are much more familiar with one another, that hopefully the products are something that we can recommend to others, that we may need ourselves or desire ourselves. We know we're not consumers, but it is always good to help one another. And if you can't buy, then you can certainly recommend, right? And so I wanted to start beginning to highlight. And before we do that, I wanted to talk about HELOCs. And I didn't get an opportunity today because I was running around, but I wanted to ask Rochelle and Armando if they could share what they have been doing and how they went about getting their HELOC that they're using for their home. There's some people who are moving in that direction, Rochelle and Armando. And I thought that I would ask you guys to kind of share your story around your HELOC and what you are doing, how you got that, what type of percentage or terms, did the banks offer you? Did you have to do several before you got that one? We know your credit score is excellent now, right? And but just kind of tell us your HELOC journey, if you could please share that, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, we have a HELOC right now that is with California Bank and Trust, and that was a company that did offer it to us. They had a special going at the time. They were offering great rates when the market was a little different. But we did apply with US Bank and had some difficulty. They did not approve us there, which was interesting because we had fairly decent credit, not great, but decent. But it's just they don't allow us to work both a checking account or the HELOC as one account. We have to work them as separate accounts, so it requires a little bit more work. But we do the paycheck parking in that, and we have been able to bring the balance down and use it as we need, and then pay it down again. So we've been keeping the balance down. Actually, we're working on eliminating it completely.
Right.
And we're actually living through it. Living through that their HELOC. Using that to carry our costs, and using
explain to them what you mean costs.
Well, I mean, paying our bills, paying other expenses that we have. We don't have any car payments as of right now, but the mortgage is something that they don't, like Sabur says, they won't take a credit card with your mortgage, so you have to pay it through cash. So this utilizing your cards in the way he said with gift cards, or say to get a money, it makes a lot of sense, and I think that's something we're going to explore a little bit more.
Right.
But we're currently looking for a more effective bank that has a HELOC program that will simplify some of this process and make it a little bit easier. Maybe we'll find one at some point that will give some rewards, because right now it's just the credit cards that offer those reward points, and we do take advantage of that. And we're getting to get more comfortable with it. At first you're like he says, you kind of worry about one going and using it because you know that you may end up not be able to pay it back, and then dig yourself in a hole, and that's what we don't want to do. So we want to make sure we understand what we're doing. But with knowledge comes that power, because we feel more comfortable about things, and we know what our goal is and what the ultimate plan is. I mean, our credit scores have improved dramatically from when we
because of
started
the
this
moves that
program.
we made with Sabur.
We're sitting, we're at the 800 club, and it's like, okay, I'd like to stay there. Sometimes, it's going to fluctuate because of all the usage.
Fluctuate,
but, you have to maintain it and keep moving forward.
And don't buy the shiny thing.
Yeah, don't get stuck on the small stuff, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, those televisions are great to have, but you know what, if you can afford to do it and pay it off quickly, then that's what you want to do. Because you want to get those points, you want to get that money back, have them pay you back for some of the expenses you had to pay anyway.
But
you know?
tell her what the interest rate is and then,
Now, our current rate right now is at 6%, it goes at 6% is what they offered us. But with the market, with the rates how they've been, and the interest rates have been so down, so they've actually dropped it a bit. I think it's down to 4.5 or something like that on that. And but I mean, slowly but surely, it's going to start going back up, just like they generally do, because they're in the business of making money, and their goal is to want to keep you in that debt so that you can pay them.
but let me tell you something powerful, Rosie, that I'm noticing, because I'm the one that's like paying a lot of the stuff. I'm in charge in the office with it. So I'm noticing that because we're living through our HELOC, this is so powerful what Sabur said. Okay. Even though, don't look at the interest rate. And he's right. Don't look at the interest rate. You just park your paycheck in there, you pay your bills, you park your paycheck. And do you know the interest that we paid on that for 1 month was like $3.87? Because he's right. He's right, because it's that daily rate average that it's being billed differently. It's not amortized. It's something different. Something inside of this thing is just eating away at it. Homeowner, it just eats away. It doesn't let the interest grow. So the interest is not even an issue, like you said, as long as you're doing what he says and you're parking the paycheck in there and you're paying your bills and you're parking and paying parking, it doesn't have time to grow, Rosie, because you're throwing it in there and it's eating it away. You know what I mean? It's powerful. We've never seen anything like that, right, babe?
Yeah, it somewhat satisfies the minimum payment that we require you to make on a monthly basis when you're putting all this paycheck parking in there, because it reduces how much they're really going to charge you, because you're not using the money really.
Right.
Because during the time that you're paycheck parking, you're reducing your balance, which that means they charge you less on the daily amount. So it makes a big difference. And then I've been noticing that a lot. It's like, wow, this makes a better way of paying things.
And the great thing about your HELOC is it's revolving, right?
Yes.
So you pay it and you get to use that money all over again.
Yeah, it was basically a 10-year draw period.
Right.
So, but you can pay it back over 30, but I mean, obviously, if you don't build it so large, you have to pay it off, you won't have that issue, you'll
So I want you guys to slow down on that part right there for a moment.
Okay.
So how many year draw period, meaning?
I mean, during the time of which you can withdraw money from that account to utilize it for your needs. You're basically.
And they gave you 10 years to do that.
Yes.
10 years.
Because if you get them, they're more for like maybe renovation or something like that. They want to give you access, so it's revolving for 10 years, and then ultimately it'll be paid off in 30 if you so choose to keep balance on.
They're trying to make that interest on you. See, they're trying to stop.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So they give you 30 years. If you borrowed, say, 50 from your HELOC, you took 50. They give you 10 years. They give you 10 years altogether to draw that 50,000, right? Keep using it for 10 years. And then after which, they still give you 30 years to pay it all back. Which is the enticing part, right? That's the enticing part. That's where most people get in trouble, right?
Right.
Looking like, well, I've got 30 years to pay that. I might be dead by that time, right? And then holding on to the other money and putting it away and saving it.
Exactly.
30 years to pay that back.
Correct.
But the great thing about it is, as you said, you had 6%. Now it's dropped to like 4 somewhere in there, right?
Right. Exactly.
4%. But the interest, if you're doing it the right way, you're not paying that interest because you're paying it off every month, and you're using yours to just keep paying your bills. Now, your regular bills, what things are you paying with your HELOC?
Okay, so we are paying everything like all of our utilities. I'm paying my credit cards through there, my personal ones, whatever I have, medical insurance, phone bill, what else, babe? Everything, like our living expenses, like everything we live here in the home, like the utility, the bill. But we have to do it differently, Rosie, because this one is not like Navy Fed where it's together, because we're in the process of trying to get approved on the Navy Fed. It's just taking a little longer. But this one is where I have to actually move over my money out of the HELOC into the checking and pay it through the checking. But I'm managing that. So I'm managing the checking, but it's good. It's giving me experience because I need to learn this to be master managing my finances. So I'm got my eyes wide open and I'm looking ahead, what's coming down the line. So I'm able to always make sure that I've got money moved over there, and then we drop his paycheck in there and it replenishes it. So it's like you're paying, you're replenishing, you're paying, you're replenishing.
And
Yeah.
how quickly are you able to get that money?
Instantly.
Yeah.
The minute I say transfer, it's in that account. That second, within a second, right, Mondo?
Yeah.
That money is readily
So
available.
You pay,
Yes.
you move that money when you need it, not
Yes.
you don't park it there in your checking account
Yeah,
for
you
a
don't
week or
park
two.
it.
You
Yeah.
do it as you need it, so that way you pay less on it.
Less
and
on
you
it.
utilize the bank's funds to take care of your living expenses.
Yeah.
Armando and Rochelle, let me take this back for a minute. So your current HELOC is basically saying how much is that limit on that HELOC currently?
39,000 currently.
So you have a HELOC for 39,000. For people that has credit cards that don't know anything about HELOC, that means they have a limit of 39,000 they can use. Now your new HELOC that you're applying for was actually 250, but they awarded you 180,000, right?
That's correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're pending that right now. It's pending.
So you have a pending. So you went from 39,000 by using the methods that you're doing and the equity that you paid down. You actually can get a HELOC. 180,000 still boss. I don't care. I know 250.
Yes.
I know 250. I know you keep saying you want 250, but 180,000.
100 is a lot. Sabor.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
lot of money. So it's not, we want it just so we can bounce on these opportunities with real estate. It's not so we can go out and live like the Joneses and have the nicest, newest thing. It's so we can apply it in our business and have that equity and have that, like you said, Armando, just have the ability to get something and move it.
You have
Right, babe?
opportunity when you're available, when you have funds available, you're able to take opportunities that come up that otherwise you may not have the funds to do. That's how building your credit works, with where you say it's credit cards or with the HELOC, whatever it is, find a way to free up money so that you're able to take advantage of the opportunities. Because as we see, the market has done a variety of things. It's gone up and down. And usually when it's down, we're out of money anyway. So we don't get to take advantage of that. This is the way to better prepare for it. And that's what we're looking at now, with the current property that we're investing in and going forward.
Right.
So it makes a lot of sense.
So we're just excited, but you're right, you guys, a lot of it does require discipline. It's a lot of discipline, not to spend the money somewhere else. We're just kind of putting a little bit off right now so we can get to where we want to go. It's a trade-off, and I think it's definitely worth it, right, babe?
Yes, without doubt.
Definitely worth it.
So Rochelle, the back office. So you're currently using all your monthly expenditures and everything like that you would normally pay out of your checking account, and you're applying it back to the HELOC. Before you started the program, I'm pretty sure your HELOC had to be up there, right? Close to 25 or something like that.
It was really big, and we weren't doing anything with that HELOC correct. Before we came, we had no idea.
So how has the expenditure of paycheck parking brought that balance down for the people that's thinking about doing the HELOC method? Because you remember we got to talk on that ABC level, because I know right now we're on the XYZ because you've been doing it for a while. So I want to bring it back to a 5th grade level. So
it's brought it completely down. I think we have 1,000 on that line. Hold on, do we have 1,000?
It's about 1,000 to 1,500 at the most.
Yeah.
And that's basically it rotates.
It rotates because we're putting the check, we're paying, but it's using for now.
But
You know what I
also,
mean? But it's down. It's down. Yeah.
Amount has been moving down month after month because we're putting more money in than we're actually taking out, and by doing it that way, we're living through our HELOC. And like Michelle says, you have to, maybe sacrifice some days, going crazy and just buying stuff at the store when you want to, but you still are able to when you need to. That's not a problem. It's
right.
just that you don't want to overspend, and that's
you don't
what
want to overspend. And I honestly noticed it's eating away about $200 to $300 by us doing that on a monthly basis. Free money getting out of that account.
So you stopped. So before you joined the program, you stopped using the HELOC because the head got up there and you was just making monthly payments, right? Right.
Yes.
So then you moved all your expenditures over and you started paycheck parking, and you've paid that down that you're only using $1,000 a month basically on the HELOC.
Yes,
that's about
exactly, Sabur. Exactly.
We used our savings to help dwindle that down, because understanding now that the cash is not king. We said let's get rid of it, let's improve our credit line so that we have that available, and that's has
because like you said, Sabur, if we let it sit there, it's going to grow the interest. See, that's where it's going to go up. And you're right, because when we were running the statement before, I was seeing how it was going up. The interest was just like growing on itself because the money's sitting in there and they're making money on my money. So the minute we get control of that, right, babe? We nip it in the bud and we're like, no, 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 we're okay. We're going to play your game, but we're going to play it our way, right? Because you're showing us how to get in the control in the front seat and control this thing, you know? And I think that's where it's at. It's that awareness. It's like, gosh, you have a vehicle here. We didn't even realize we had this wonderful vehicle. We just didn't know how to operate it correctly. You know what I mean?
It wasn't part of our vocabulary.
Yeah, we didn't even know that stuff, you know? So it's like huge, right, Wanda? It's such an eye opener. Wow.
I love the way she always asks for clarification from me. Like,
I
right,
just
Rhonda?
wanted to come along with me like a teacher.
So,
Go ahead, Sabur.
so now I was about to say, so now that you pay that down, you're looking at 180,000 line of credit. Of course, that $180,000 allows you to do your other real estate deals. For people that don't know, that's new on the call, they are in our investment program. They've liquidated lines of credit to actually go partake as partners in another investment opportunity. But now that 180,000 open you up to other investment opportunities within the group and personally for yourselves, right?
That's correct.
Right,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
keep moving
Yeah.
forward.
Mhm.
Okay, so with somebody that's trying to get a HELOC, what are some of the things, because I know your credit score are over 800 right now, you're in the 800 club, right? So
Mhm.
what are some of the things that you would tell them that the HELOC in the method that you used, like, okay, paycheck parking, moving all your expenditure over to your HELOC, even though it's a little legwork for you, Rochelle, what are some of the things that you can tell somebody that doesn't know anything about a HELOC, that's looking to use the equity in a property to actually, like, say, we're all Joe, we don't know anything. What would you tell us as far as having our credit, the way we apply for the HELOC, the paperwork that's needed, those type of things that we can actually make sure we maximize, get the highest line of credit from the HELOC?
Okay, for number one, I do recall when him and I were going to this bank, California Bank and Trust, they do look at your credit score. Okay, so we were about what was our credit score at the
I
time?
want to say that we were probably about 710, 720 or something,
Yeah.
maybe at that area.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to keep yourself in a position where, you know, the bank's going to look at you as being credible because obviously you have a decent credit score. Yes, they don't want to, you know, they don't want to take any risks, so they're going to look at that. It's one item they'll look at. They look at what you have.
They look at
savings.
the income to debt ratio, what you're earning, and how much debt you have. So that was why it was important for us to keep the debts low, have the credit score rising, you know, making it look decent so we can go in and have a chance at it. Of course, they look at income. They just look at your overall, they do watch you, huh? They want to make sure that you can handle this. And of course, the property needs to have equity in it.
Your property. if you're
Your
using a HELOC.
property, if you're going to use your property for HELOC, you've got to already know that your property has money into it because it's worth more now. So even though you only owe this balance because of whatever's happened in the market, right? It drove it up. You have equity in the home because you've been living, you haven't been taking out borrowing on that house. You haven't been using that money because of course that goes higher, the debt, what you owe on that. So you just have to make sure you're playing it safe and you're watching everything, right, babe? That you're
Yeah.
watching what
I
you're
mean,
spending.
one of the things that I noticed, that, you know, like I said, you know, early on we were young. My parents didn't have, you know, much education with debt. So, you know, my stepfather thought he was smarter than the bank because back in those days you would be able to write off your interest when you consolidate all your debts and paid them through your mortgage. You were able to do that. Well, that went away after a while, and he didn't really take note of it. So he just kept digging the hole deeper and deeper. And by the time 30 years went by, which should have been a paid off home, they still owed about 150,000 on the house. And they only bought the house for I think it was 30 or 40,000 when they first bought it, but that's back obviously, you know, but inflation has changed that. But you know, to have paid 30 years and still owe more than half of what it was owed on it,
and then
because
have
of
it
debt,
taken away at the end.
you
It's
know,
awful.
you don't
Yeah.
really benefit that way. But the bank doesn't tell you that, but they just want you to refi because they want you to get back into their program and pay them your interest payment. That's where they make their money, and that's what we're positioning ourselves to want to be the bank.
Yes.
going forward. And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your sharing tonight with us. Sabur, did you have one more thing you needed to say?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to make sure that all the group, everybody in the group, so they'll understand. So Rochelle and Armando, they have a HELOC, right? So again, this ties back into what I started with manufacturing spending. So in order for them to get $180,000, not only appreciation of the property, meaning that the value of the property went up, they've also paid down a lot of that property, right? So
Yes.
how do we use manufactured spending to make sure not only the forced appreciation from the environment, but you're forcing appreciation by paying your payments, right? So
Right.
we know our monthly net cash flow, right? So we take our monthly net cash flow, take say $10,000. Say our monthly cash flow is $2,000. We'll take $10,000 off of our line of credit, drop it onto principal only, right? Onto that mortgage. That'll lower that dollar amount, say it's 100,000, we'll lower it to 90,000. 5 months, we pay back our line of credit from our cash flow, we rinse and repeat. Now, now I'm doing manufactured spending, but on top of that, I'm forcing the appreciation in my property. I'm paying down the principal balance so that I can have equity in the property along with the appreciation of the outside forces. You know, my neighbors, a house sale in the neighborhood, some new construction going on, some houses in my zip code sold for $1 million, whatever. I'm forcing the appreciation as well as external appreciation in their home, if that makes sense, by all manufactured spending. I'm the same expenditures that I'm going to do. I'm using my cash flow, taking money off my line of credit, dropping it down on principal only by $10,000 every 5 months. I'm paying down my principal balance on my mortgage. Now all that is equity in my home, if that makes sense to everybody here. I'm sorry, Rosie, I'm all done there.
That's okay. You're not done, but okay. You know you ain't done. All right. So does anyone have any questions about that? Anything you want to ask?
I have a question. My parents, the house I'm in now, my mom, she's owned it for like 20 something years. So I kind of rent it from her, but I'm looking to kind of either take over it, like transfer it to myself, or buy it from her, like take out a first home owner's loan and buy it. She's not gonna have me pay the amount that it's worth. She just wants me to pay what's owed on the loan, which I think is like a little over 100,000. If I were to like take over the house, like, is there a way to still get a HELOC? Or you have to already kind of have been the one that owned it for a long time and use what you paid on it to do that?
If you want for me to
No,
answer,
it's based on your, it's based on the value of the home, the HELOC. So if you bought it for 100 and it's worth 300, depending upon the bank, they're going to give you a percentage of that value of that, what it's worth. And so if it's, worth 300, they may say, well, some banks might give you 75%, 85% of that $300,000 as a HELOC. But you don't have to have already, if you bought it at 100 and it's worth 300, you got a great deal. You got, lots of equity in that home that you can use as a HELOC. So, there's ways for her to turn the house over to you. Of course, you can take out a mortgage or whatever, loan, whatever you need to do. And if you're a first-time home buyer, there are lots of programs for first-time home buyers for the actual down payment. If depending on what state you're in, there are programs that will help with the down payment. There's, I think FHA credit scores 640 maybe or lower, or is that that might be conventional. I think with FHA it's even lower than that. So but there are definitely things that you can do to purchase that home and get it in your name and use that HELOC.
Yeah.
Just don't tell your mom first.
Yeah, I got you. I don't think she's interested in it. They bought their house. Yeah. I'm gonna give her a little something off or whatever I can, whatever assets I get off of that though.
Hey, Bor, was there something you wanted to add to that?
No, ma'am.
All right. So the other thing that I wanted to do tonight is I have two special folks that have their own, side hustles or businesses going. And Keisha Smith Biko is one of them. And I wanted her to just share tonight, just for a few minutes, what she is doing in business and how she, what she's doing. And hopefully she can show us some of her products and things that she's been doing. And we can all just kind of root for her, all right?
Thank you, Rosie. I have a little bit of a presentation ready. Do I have sharing capabilities?
Sabor, let's see. I stopped already. Can you share with her, Sabor?
Can't share.
Sabor?
I'm here. I made you host. You have to go to her. So you go to participant.
Oh, I know how to do it. I just thought that.
No, I made you the host.
I apologize. Okay. All right, there you go.
Okay. Okay, my mouse disappeared. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So the name of my company is called, sorry, my throat is dry. The name of my company is called WM Creations for all your unique professional and personal products. So I am the owner, like I said, and this is a picture. I didn't have any single pictures. This is just me and my kids.
Beautiful.
Thank you. My kids are the inspiration for the name of my business. The name WM stands for Winnie Maud, which is they're both their second middle names. So everything I do is for my kids, and this business is basically for them, creating that generational wealth. So it's funny, I started making things in September. I'm a teacher, if you don't know, and I started off with the project for second grade, which was spread love, not germs. So in the age of COVID, how can you spread love and not germs? Through a mask, of course. So this was a project that we created, and this is how it started. This is how it's going.
Yeah, I know that model.
Yes, you do.
Raquel is wearing one of the hoodies that I made for her. Second is a picture of a coworker, and I made a shirt for her son this week. And one of my college roommates, they have a dance studio, and she asked me to make shirts for her. And I just she sent me a text, and here is the comment that she made. And in between time, these are some of the things that I've made. I don't honestly have a particular niche. Like many people, I like a lot of different things. So I do a lot of custom orders. One of my friends got engaged on Christmas, so I made her a fiance sweatshirt. One of my former students who I became very close to their family, she wanted a water bottle. So this is the front, the white part, and the red part is the back. When my son had Valentine's Day, I made little baggies, 100th day of school. That's the sweatshirt, not the sweatshirt, the t-shirt that I made for Raquel's son, Kadir. For Valentine's Day, I made my son that shirt that he's wearing with Yoda. And then I also have at the bottom left a picture of a lap desk, one that I was able to provide for one of Raquel's coworkers. Don't mind the messy desk, that was my work area. And the bottom two is other hoodies and products that I've made for Black History Month. And then here's some more. Terrific terrain for a business that Raquel has for her Turo. I made masks for her to provide for her patrons in the car. My friends, my former student who I became friends with the family, they went to a Billie Eilish concert. So I made hoodies. She told me what she wanted. And then I made this hoodie to the right for my daughter, this hoodie, this sweatshirt to the right for my daughter for Black History Month. And then at the bottom was for my coworker slash friend who got engaged. And I helped her create her bridesmaid proposal boxes. So I decided to make one for her. And that's it. Short,
Those
sweet,
are
to the
great.
point.
And then how do folks get in touch with you, Missy, if someone wanted something made?
So right now it is just contact me through my email and I can put it in the chat. I'm working on my website and my Etsy page. It's a lot when it comes to pictures, and I was more focused on just getting the picture, but when I try to upload it to Etsy or a certain place, it's more so, it's not the right pixel count, or I can't remove the background in the way that I wanted to. So I'm working on that right now. I'll put my information in the chat.
Yeah, please do. That's beautiful. So congratulations for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
she's going to put it in the chat. So when you guys are looking for those special gifts,
I would
why
love
not?
it.
Why not shop black? Why not shop for people of color? So she'll
Thank you,
put that.
everyone, for the
Keisha, I have a
encouragement.
suggestion for you to remove your background on your pictures, Keisha. I don't know if you use Canva or not, but that's a good tool to remove background
Right.
photos.
I don't use Canva for that. I use Remove Background, the website.
Okay.
And sometimes it takes part of it, like part of the picture away, but I will
Right.
definitely try Canva because I've never tried
Yeah,
that
because it
before.
also has like a little eraser too, maybe if there's stuff that's left over. So maybe try that out, see if that works.
Thank you for that, definitely. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome. So thank you. And then we have one more for tonight, and then we'll begin to highlight others as we move forward. But the other for this evening is Miss Michelle and Mr. Glenn. I'm going to, Keisha, could you, let's see, get back. Which one of you guys going to do it, Michelle?
Greetings, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Glenn Pulliam will take care of this one.
Keisha, can you make him the host? Or can you do that?
Yeah, she just has to put the
Click the three dots on his picture
Mhm.
and it'll say make host. All set?
Yep, Glenn he's the host now.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows he's on mute. Okay.
Welcome everybody to my lab. My name is Glenn Pulliam, President Woolly Locks Head Coverings. I do custom made head coverings, headbands, wraps. We have arm and leg coverings as well. They call them compression sleeves that we make custom for anybody with eczema, lipedema, cancer. If you ride bikes, it can protect your forearms from the sun, different things like that. I'm actually in the lab. Oh yeah, I wanted to start with, if you could Google my website real quick, if you don't mind, or Instagram, follow me on Instagram and I will show it to you.
Michelle, do you know what that Instagram and all that is? You can put it in the chat for him.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Rosie. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know how to work. You said blurred in the background. It's okay. So let me. I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me see. Nobody said she got it. Thank you, Danny. Should I switch to the? Let me just turn around and see if it works. Blurred in the background. Can y'all see this? Y'all can see this, right?
No, can't really make out what that is.
All right. Let me.
It is blurry. Did you do your background blurry?
Yeah, I do. Let me show you. Let me switch it right
I know
quick.
you're trying not to show all that lab back there, huh?
I just normally have it like that for some reason. All right, bet. Now let's see here.
You should just put woolylocks.me in the chat.
Yeah, that's all you need. It'll take you right to the website. Yeah, we do. So this is one of my best friends right here, the singer and the genome. And this is a part that I'm working on an order for one of my.
Turn your phone the other way, hun. It's sideways for us.
Oh, it's
There
twisted.
you go. There it goes.
Yeah. Okay. I apologize, y'all. I don't know anything about this stuff. I need to though. So what we have here is a product that you can protect your locks, braids, natural hair. If you got a fro, it's a silky material. It's stretchy. It doesn't pull or break your hair. It doesn't give you a headache. You can sleep in it. You can work out in it. It's fashionable. It also has an adjustable drawstring that I installed to open and close it on the top, so you can completely cover your hair like a bonnet per se. I don't know if y'all seen the website, but it comes in different lengths. It can be real small for like a baby head, or it can be real long if you have really long braids or really long locks.
Oh, wow.
We also do the knitted tams. It has the adjustable drawstring on these as well. And we have a swim cap for big hair, for big locks, for long hair, things of that nature. Been in business for over 12 years. My grandmother, I just had an idea for something to cover my hair, and I took it to my grandmother, who is a retired seamstress. And she showed me actually how to do it in about 5 minutes. And then I just took that picture that she showed me, in my mind. And then I started making what she showed me with machines that I purchased. So that's basically how I got into business. I needed it for myself, and I started making it for myself. And I would go out into public, and people would ask me, what is that I have on my head? They need this, I need something just like that. Where you get it from? That happened to me a few times. So that automatically sparked, that it was a market for it in my brain. And so I just started providing the products. So now I sell it in different loctician shops, beauty salons, boutiques, and to individuals all the time for the past 12 years. So thanks for allowing us to share.
Glenn, where are you guys located?
I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, in North Carolina. Okay.
Yes,
I will
thanks.
actually be down in North Carolina in the next coming days. What part of Raleigh will you be in? Because I actually would love to come by and see, and bring my family too.
Oh, that's nice.
Or to reach out, actually.
Okay. We live in North Raleigh, so right off of Lewisburg, Capitol Boulevard, close to Capitol Boulevard. We definitely can link up though. I'll definitely get my info.
Okay, if you want to give me your wife's number, and then I could just call when I'm down there, and we could just see where we can meet up. I'm really curious just to see what you have.
Okay,
I have her number now.
Okay, perfect.
They are my clients.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, I'll get your info from your coach.
All right.
Rosie doing big things for us. We really appreciate Miss Rosie.
Amen.
The whole program is God sent. I don't know if y'all heard when we first started. For my business, so I've been in business over 12 years. We actually have 2 companies, but it's only been straight cash invested. And, we go out here and make this money, and we just reinvest. I never had a line of credit to fund my business. It's always been, we had a stash of money, and we just invested the money, and then it kept turning. It never stopped, and it's been amazing. We do big things. We used to do shows, but COVID shut down the event market, I should say, and it pushed us to just online 100% for the most part. But we do a lot of guerrilla marketing, direct marketing. I don't discriminate. If I think you can use it, which everybody can use it, because I have people with bald heads that use it, and all different backgrounds. So it's not just like a cultural product, and like anybody can wear it. It could be many different prints. It could be custom with your name, with your logo. We used to do clothes too, but that's what it is. So thank you for letting me share.
Oh, so you can make me a dress?
So I wanted to ask you, man, I heard you say that this program that God sent. How does this program help you with your business, and also, personal wise too? I know you never used credit before, and I know you got one of the best coaches out there. So,
right. So how does it help with my business? It helps me with my business because my credit was really Thank you, Raquel. My credit wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So right now we're repairing the credit. My score actually has went up to 700. I'm in the 700 club. I don't know when last time I've been in the 700 club, but yeah, it's really helped me out. Just getting the information about being knowledgeable about your credit and how to use your credit and utilize your credit and definitely repair your credit. So it's helped me out a lot, actually. The velocity banking, just basically using everything on the credit card and parking that page. So that's been great, actually. So family wise, personal wise, just really focusing on creating generational wealth. So I've been focused on that over 12, 13 years myself. So it's actually a major thing for me. Me and my wife have 4 children and a grandchild. So, my focus is to leave them, half the world if I can, honestly. I always think big.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, as though that you already had your business, so joining the program, it helped you actually hone in the knowledge of how to create passive income from using your business and your personal credit, correct?
Correct.
Okay, got you.
Right.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad you're part of the program, bro.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
And I just wanted to add, Sabur, that Rosie has us working on perfecting the personal stuff right now. So once we get that down, then we're going to get into the business stuff. So we haven't really gotten into the business part yet, but we're excited for that and the investment part as well.
Awesome.
So true.
Well, congratulations, guys. I'm glad the program is working for you. Very happy. We love to hear progress, and we love to see people moving. And it's great to hear.
And guys, I mean, when you go on the websites, even for your own business, it's really important to help each other to market, right? Because today it's them, tomorrow it's you, and we want, there's 19 people that are on tonight. So if all of us took 5 days and posted their website on your Facebook page, on your Instagram, twice a day for 5 days, that would give them a lot of traction, right? Twice a day for 5 days, that would give them a lot of traction. And who knows what people will order, right? If you're up late at night, just post their stuff, share it. A lot of people don't share things on their Instagram, not on Instagram, but on their Facebook, right? You'll like it, but we don't share it. So, well, I have a few sisters that everything I post, they be sharing. So, but that's what it's all about, helping one another and supporting, right? Because that's how we're going to get things out. When you start your business in real estate and you're teaching other people how to go about fixing their credit and doing real estate, it's important to have people behind you that are, pushing you forward, gently pushing you forward, pushing you forward nice and gently to get you to where you need to be. So it's great that we can help to, Michelle, he makes headbands too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Shout out to Raquel for always encouraging me. Keisha said, and introducing me to that weapon program. Yes.
I want to give you all a challenge, because my business mentor, I'm a mentor, but I'd still keep my own business mentors. Rosie's talking about marketing. I'm going to have my business mentor come on the call next week and teach you how he's market. But one challenge he gave to me last week was, do not post nothing on your social media pages, like emotional stuff. Post your business. Do not post nothing that's not going to make you money, no generate money. Another thing for business owners that don't have a business Facebook page, or I would recommend that you get a business Facebook page and Instagram page. There is once you post a picture or any kind of thing like that, there has a link next to it called Boost. The Boost will actually start marketing that for you. I know a couple of members do it, Telly do it. And this is, you're not in the business course yet, but I'm just giving you some business tips. Use the Boost on both the Facebook and Instagram. as Rosie said.
Sabor. I'm gonna stop you because you're supposed to talk about that next time.
Okay, I will talk about it next week, but I definitely want to encourage you all to make sure that you start looking at your, business is 99% marketing, and I just want to leave it with that. But we will have some people on next week that's going to talk about marketing your businesses and stuff like that, because I just don't want it to be about credit repair. I really want people to start moving forward. And I'm also going to ask the people that's in the investment program. They're setting up some marketing material for a couple of properties that we have. I'm going to ask them that anybody that's interested to join our weekly meetings that we have for the investors, just so you can see how they market their properties and stuff like that. So that's going to be a private conversation I'm going to have with them or when they're ready. But they are setting up some marketing for a couple of properties. So I definitely want to make sure that anybody that wants to see how we market our properties, get them seller finance, to get the right people in the properties. So I just don't want to be about credit and stuff like that. I really want to move people forward, because this year's 2022 is ours, y'all, so I want to leave with that.
Yes, 22, 23, 24. Can y'all keep counting?
That's
25,
right.
26, 27.
And Tamika, you know what the saying is for 2022. What is it?
We ain't messing around in 2022.
Say it, Tamika, say it. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, I'd love to encourage you to, just stay in the race. You're doing well. You're going to see much more sunlight in your life. Live out loud. I got my new coaching thing. It's about living out loud. Don't be afraid to express what you're doing, how you're doing it, even how much money you make. Just got to know who you're talking to, though, when you're talking about the money part.
Yeah, make sure that's right.
How much you making, Rosie?
Oh, girl, if I told you, you'd be like, oh, just leave me alone. It's called crushing the game, right? And it's really about creating passive income that's going to generate that wealth. I mean, you can do one thing and it can create multi-million-dollar business, right? And at some point, if you're no longer satisfied with that one thing, that's when you know it's time to move to do something else. It doesn't mean you got to shut that down, but we were made to create. We were born to create. And when you stop creating, that's when people start feeling suicidal and depressed and all of that, because they don't know what else to do in their lives. They're feeling stuck. And if you ever get to that point, just start thinking about, what else can I do? Right? What other mountain can I get other folks to climb? And I don't have to climb it. I just got to find the mountain, right? And they pay me so that they can climb it, right? So start to begin to think in that way, and you will see that you're going to do so many great things. Brian, I'm glad you're on the call tonight. What you got to say? I haven't heard your voice.
I'm just listening. I've been MIA a couple weeks dealing with family stuff.
Oh,
as
okay.
always good being part of the group.
Yeah, we missed you, so thank you for coming on.
And hope everything worked out well with the family too. Glad to see you back.
Yes.
Thank you.
So guys, thank you guys. Go ahead, Sabor, go ahead.
Before we end off tonight, we didn't have any questions this week because I'm traveling this week. I'm doing a surprise party for my mom tomorrow. So Rosie ran the course tonight, but I don't have any questions for anybody, but I do have $50 for anybody that can recite the declaration right now without pulling it up in its entirety.
Can coaches do it?
Hey, no, you probably practice that every day.
All right.
Nobody cheating, no cheating.
Do we need to put ones in, or can we just say it?
Whoever you just said you could do it, let's do it.
This is my life. I declare today my mindset has changed. I am clear about my path. I am debt-free. I walk in the understanding of my finances. I control my spending habits. I'm not a consumer. I am an investor. My money works for me. All things are possible to me because I believe I am financially sexy and I won't give up.
Get it, girl.
Get it,
Give me my
girl. I
money,
got your
say boy.
$50. I got your $50.
Get it, girl.
Get it, Raquel. Get it, get it.
So funny story before we end though. So this how I talk loud, right? So I'm watching the cars because they're going out on Toro. I watched the 3 cars and I turn around and there's like 3 dang people standing behind me that work at the car wash. And they're like, hey man, you got some nice cars that be coming through here, man. What do you do for a living? Remember I told y'all about classes and how people always look at you. They don't know how to talk to you or treat you. And you know, they look at you. Some people look at you like, what you doing with this? And then some people look at you like, what you doing with this? You know? So they actually start talking to me and Rosie today. And they were supposed to be on the call tonight, but I just want to encourage you all, man. Like Rosie said, live out your greatness, man, because you never know who you're inspiring out here in this world. You know, it may be a car, a house, whatever, or just the way you carry yourself. Just always be encouraged. And remember that we're teaching people, not just, I'm not just teaching me or you, we're teaching a whole community of people how to grow and get it out the rat race, you know, and how to get it out the mud, okay?
Yeah.
So before we go, but I just wanted to say, Rosie, because nobody asked, are there any new people on the call tonight that would just like to introduce themselves or say hi before we hang up, or just engage the call? You don't have to, you're not obligated to.
Any new people that would like to say something?
Going twice. Okay. We always just try to acknowledge them for being on the call tonight and spending Friday night with us. So, and you're not obligated to say anything, but
so Michelle asked the question, how do you share on Instagram? Anybody know how to share on Instagram?
So it's the same, you mean for the business page, Michelle?
Like to share someone's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Plus button.
yeah, there's a boost button right next to your post. Once you do post something, it'll say boost, and it'll allow you to boost it. You can use a credit card. If you have a PayPal business account, you can, a PayPal account, you can use that. Some of the boosts, both Facebook and say $2 a day will reach out to 500 people. So you're thinking, and you can do a 3-day. So you're thinking that's $6 for 3 days that you don't reach 1,500 people. You know, so you just want to open your audiences up and just remember that 99% of your business is marketing.
Is that what you were talking about, Michelle? Is that your question?
No, Sabur, thank you though. I was wondering, how do you share other people's stuff?
So in other words, Keisha has her stuff on there. She posts something, or Glenn, they post something. You want to know how to then share theirs.
Right, because I only see share direct, like I have to send it to specific people. How do I just like post it on my page?
No, you
Yeah,
can.
Lachelle just put in the chat. You could get a
Lachelle,
repost.
can you speak to that, Lachelle?
It should be the link button when you hit the top 3 buttons on the next to their
And
post.
just ask you where to share it to exactly.
Yeah, there's one person at a time, please.
Hold on. Lachelle is going to answer, guys.
Well, the same way you were saying you could share it directly, you should be able to share it to your story. That's really the only way on Instagram, unless you're going to get, there's all kinds of apps. We use the repost app sometimes. You can actually repost the whole post.
I just clicked
Or you
on
can
the,
screenshot it and add a link to the story if it's hard for you to reshare. Because sometimes it don't let you reshare to the story.
so I just yeah, so I see what she's saying. So there's that little, it looks like a homemade like an airplane type of thing where the heart is. You click on that little homemade triangle or whatever, a little airplane, it looks like paper airplane. And then it says add post to your story.
Right.
Or you can certainly click people to send it to, like you do in Facebook. Sometimes you're clicking individual people. And then also from the post itself, you click the 3 little dots next to the person's name on the right side. And it says share. And then you could do the same thing, basically. Share to Facebook, share to Instagram, Messenger. So I hope that answers. Go ahead,
So
Ms. Brown.
I should have just asked my son. I don't know why I asked you guys. Sorry. So my son told me what to do. So he said that when you go to share it, what was it? Oh, when you go to the post, there's a little airplane or
That's what I just said.
Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you because I was listening to him. And then you can post it to your reel. Sorry.
That's okay.
He heard me asking y'all and he came in and helped. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yep, that little airplane thingy. Or again, next to the name at the post on the top of it, there's the 3 dots.
Yeah, that's what I did originally, but it only showed me direct, like I can only send it to specific people and not on my page.
Oh, well, you can share it like on Facebook though, or you can share it on Instagram.
Right. Thank you.
Also with the boost that Sabor was talking about on Facebook, you have to make sure your area or like your area code, like the area you want to get your clients is in the right area. Cause I had boosted mines for like a month. I was boosting and paying and boosting, and I kept getting calls from like New York, New Jersey, and I'm like, I can't go out there. Like, it's gonna cost too much to go out there to do the jobs. And I realized my area was set up wrong. It wasn't set for Connecticut. It was set for within the next 40, 50 miles or something. It was like the next 100 miles. I was boosting to people 100 miles away.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. Make sure you set it up right.
So maybe Sabor will do something for the people that are doing the investing and the business part to it. We could do a special something with them to talk about the boosting and marketing, like how often, if you're going to do it on Instagram, how many posts you should do. If you're going to do it on Facebook, how many you should do. So for the people that are in those particular programs, we could start, we could do that next time.
Yes, ma'am.
Something specific just for those people though.
Yes, ma'am. That sounds good.
All right, you guys, any other questions? I know y'all don't want to get off. Hey, Danielle.
Real quick, we didn't do good news today, but thanks to Michelle and Sabor, I went from in 8 months in the program, I hit the 700 club from 430.
Woo!
There you go. Woo! Yes, congratulations.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Good job. All right, y'all know that. Y'all know that song, right?
And I am debt free.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, financially sexy.
Y'all know that song, right? I started from the bottom, now I'm here.
How do you know that?
Raquel, come on.
That's the question. Okay.
I have kids.
Apparently you've been listening.
Life is good.
Telly, I heard that part, Telly. I heard that.
So awesome.
So Telly, you have no derogatory marks and you're debt free. I heard that part. They skipped the part where you in the 700 club. I heard you, bro.
Yeah. No, we heard it. We were congratulating you. Yes.
Way to go.
That is awesome, man. Well, I just want to know this. How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Oh,
trying not to be a consumer.
You feel like.
No, it's great. It's great. It's a great feeling to know that, you know, you don't have that in the back of your mind, like, oh, what am I going to do? Why do I have this? I can't get approved for that. Da, 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 da. But still got a little ways to go, but it's great. It's a great feeling.
Hey, you come a
came
long way.
Yeah, boy.
What you just said to where you are today, you came a long way. So, man, just consider, let's just celebrate your wins. That's it. We don't even care about that.
All we do is win.
That's it. Tamika,
is that a song, Tamika?
What?
Is that a song?
Yeah, it is.
All we do is win.
All we do is win.
All right, Rick Ross.
Coming to a YouTube near you.
All right.
You started, Raquel?
I was going to sing a gospel song. I was like, he brought me from a mighty long way. Wrong crowd apparently.
Anybody else got one?
Well, I know Tamika got some good news.
Oh, Tamika.
Come on, Renee. I'm tired.
No, you ain't.
Yeah. So I, as I had shared with you guys before, I sold my car to help me velocity bank my debt and paid off my car payment, and that payment letter came in. I am caught up on my credit card, and my credit card was turned from a secured card to a regular card where I don't have to use my money anymore.
Unsecured.
Thank you. Unsecured. And my cash flow went from being, I think, maybe $300 to about $3,000 a month. And so my parents thankfully gave me a car, and I was able to pay for that car to get fixed and still have money left over, and not be stressing about how things were going to work out, when before what I was doing was essentially taking a payday loan every 2 weeks to make it look like I was balling, but I was really, in a ditch. And so I feel so much better. I am excited for this older car that I have that works, because I actually put my money into it. And I am so grateful. I feel like I won the lottery, literally.
Yes. Tamika, good. Yes, that is so awesome. You're on your way, girl.
On my way, moving on up to the east side.
All right. Well,
apartment and some land.
Oh.
Come on. You ready? Moving on up. To the east side. The deluxe apartment.
Y'all got my granddaughter was like, Grandpa, what is that?
Look, little girl.
She only the little babe not know what's going on right now. She's like, what is that?
All right, guys. So, Rosie, if we're gonna close it out.
Yes. So thank you guys.
Can we
once
do our
again.
declaration, please?
We did our declaration.
Yeah.
I can't share it. I think
it's Glenn. No?
Glenn. I think Glenn he has to make me the host.
The last gentleman. I'm sorry
Glenn.
about the name. Yeah.
If he's there, Glenn.
Here, but hold on 1 second. Let me see.
Yeah, my picture, the 3 little dots up top.
Yeah. Let me see.
Glenn, are you on your phone or on a laptop?
Yeah, this is a phone, but I see the 3 little dots though.
I'm about to say, if you click on participants at the bottom on your phone,
right,
and then you want to see Rose, look for Coach Rosie, and then click on her name, it'll say make host.
Okay. That's the chat.
Well, why he can't find it, I can say it for you.
Y'all could just repeat after me too,
Yes, we'll repeat.
All right, you can repeat. You ready?
Yes.
This is my life.
This is my life.
I declare today my mindset has changed.
I declare today that my mindset has changed.
I am clear about my path.
I am clear about my path.
I am debt free. Say it loud, Telly.
I am debt free.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I control my spending habits.
I control my spending habits.
I am not a consumer.
I am not a consumer.
I am an investor.
I am an investor.
My money works for me.
My money works for me.
All things are possible to me because I believe.
All things are possible to me
because I believe.
I am financially sexy.
I am financially
sexy.
I won't give up.
And I won't give up.
That's how we go out.
Man, I appreciate you all, man. Y'all help with me actually create my family legacy. by being a service to you all. So I definitely want to say I love you all and I appreciate you all.
Love you too.
Same here,
Thank
Sabur.
you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, thanks.
Thanks, Debt Weapon fam.
That's right. Don't forget to
Bye.
share. Glenn, you guys post something.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye.
Yes,
Good
ma'am. Bye,
weekend.
everyone.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night. I
you.
already shared.
I will, Miss
I
Rosie.
already
Y'all have a good
shared.
peace.